There are moments in life we never forget, not because they're joyful, but because they leave a silence too heavy to fill. For James Carter, that silence began the day his father missed his wedding. It was June 14th, 1989. The church was full, sunlight spilling through stained glass, laughter echoing in the halls. Everyone was there, except his father, Harold. He called that morning. His voice was calm, too calm. "Son, I can't make it." The car broke down. James didn't believe him, but he didn't argue. He hung up the phone, got married, and never spoke to him again. For 30 years, father and son lived only a few towns apart, yet never crossed paths. Harold sent birthday cards every year, unsigned, with just one line: "I'm proud of you." James threw them away. He built a life, a wife, 2 daughters, a quiet house, but deep down, a part of him never healed. The part that waited at the altar for the man who promised to always be there. One autumn morning, a letter arrived, no return address. Inside, a hospital note. "If you wish to say goodbye, come soon." His wife Emily placed a hand on his shoulder. "You should go." He stared at the letter for a long time, then whispered, "He forgot me once. I can forget him now," but that night he couldn't sleep. The wind howled outside, and somewhere between anger and regret, he decided to go. The hospital smelled of disinfectant and silence. A nurse led him down a quiet hallway. "He's weak," she said softly. "Hasn't spoken much." When James entered, his father looked smaller than he remembered, frail, grey, clutching a photo of a young man in a tuxedo. "James," he said, his voice trembling, "you came." James didn't smile. "I almost didn't." Harold nodded. "I deserve that." They sat in silence for a while. The machines hummed softly. The past filled the room like heavy air. Finally, James whispered, "Why didn't you come that day?" Harold looked down. "I told you, the car broke down." James leaned forward. "Dad, after 30 years, you really expect me to believe that?" Harold's eyes filled with tears. "No, because it's not the truth." "To be continued." James froze. "Then what is the truth?" Harold swallowed hard. "That morning I was already at the hospital." "Hospital?" James repeated. "You were sick?" "No," Harold said softly. "Your mother was." James blinked. "Mum?" "She'd been gone for years." Harold nodded slowly. "She came to see me that morning." "She was crying, shaking. She said she couldn't go to your wedding, that she didn't want to ruin your day." "She had cancer, James." "The doctors told her she had weeks to live. She swore me to secrecy." James's heart pounded. "You mean she was dying that day?" "Yes," Harold whispered. "She made me promise not to tell you." "Not then." "Not ever." James covered his face, his breath shaking. "You missed my wedding because you were keeping her secret." Harold reached for his hand. "I lied to protect her last wish and lost you instead." Silence filled the room, but it wasn't empty anymore. It was heavy with truth, the kind that hurts but heals at the same time. "Why didn't you tell me later?" James asked. "Because every year that passed," Harold said softly, "it got harder to start the truth. So I kept sending cards, hoping one day you'd forgive a foolish old man." James squeezed his father's hand. For the first time in 30 years, he saw not the man who failed him, but the man who carried his mother's secret alone. Weeks later, Harold passed away peacefully, with his son sitting beside him, holding that same wedding photo. At the funeral, James spoke through tears, My father once lied to me, but it was a lie built from love, not betrayal. He paused, voice trembling. Honesty may hurt for a moment, but silence hurts forever. As he placed a white rose on his father's coffin, the years of anger finally fell away, leaving only peace and the quiet echo of a promise kept too well. Moral: honesty may hurt for a moment, but silence hurts forever. Speak the truth, even when it trembles, because love deserves honesty more than comfort. Thank you for listening to The Forgotten Promise. Have you ever learned a truth too late? One that changed how you saw everything? Share your story below. Someone might find comfort in your honesty. Subscribe for more emotional real-life stories about love, truth, and forgiveness, told with heart for those who still believe in second chances. Until next time, remember, silence builds walls, truth builds bridges,